Get Ripple, the bright new drink with that ring-a-ding flavor. Ripple.
How's your no spend going?
Good.
Are you doing good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Have you spent anything? Have you bought anything?
I bought sponges.
That's exciting.
I bought groceries. I
That's good.
bought dog food. Yeah, that's it. Gas.
You've been like on it then.
Yeah, I don't even have time to shop. The only time I would shop would be on Amazon, and I'm not using Amazon. I canceled my Prime.
Did you?
So, yeah.
That makes it a lot easier.
But, yeah, I mean, when do I have time?
Mm-hmm.
So, what about you? What did you buy?
Nothing since my $500 car crushing debacle.
Oh, how'd that go? Did you ever say anything? What happened? What was the update?
He totally texted me back
Saying
that, yeah, he took the car and had it disposed of.
at the junkyard, right?
At the junkyard.
Yeah, you did tell me about this.
Okay, I thought so.
And then you said what?
And then I said, well, do you have a receipt or anything so I can, prove that this is gone? And he said, no, I don't know the name of the place.
Oh, I thought he said it was at Santa Paula.
He did. He said it was in Santa Paula, but he doesn't know the name.
Okay.
And then he stopped texting.
Did you ask him anything else?
I said, well, can you find that? And that was it.
Why didn't you call him out?
I don't know. I've had a couple people tell me I still should file a police report.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, well, again, finding time to do something like that. But I should. I absolutely should.
You can do it online.
Can I really?
You know that you could also have done the release of liability online?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you can.
Well, I see how much I'm learning from you.
You should still do the release of liability.
Well, I have it done now from the junk cruncher guy.
And did you end up making a Reddit post asking for advice?
I did. I only got a couple responses. And then it was, everyone, because I didn't ask for like revenge thing. I was asking like, hey, what do I do in this situation? Is there anything I can do to correct this? I mean, after the fact, there's not a lot I can do because I've paid the money. The car is gone.
Did you at least review him on Facebook?
No, but I will. Yeah.
Are you going to reach out at all anymore?
To him?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I could. I don't know if he'll respond anymore. But he's a total liar. A terrible person. But yeah.
You should at least let him know that you know.
Well, I could do that. There was a couple people that did say that they had the same thing happen to them, that or similar things happen. One was saying like sold the car and someone got a bunch of tickets, but they were all coming to their house and they were responsible for paying these tickets, like toll pass tickets, like going over like a toll bridge. Yeah. So, it was just a really bad mistake that, unfortunately, I learned the hard way.
I still would say something. I still would, even just leave a message, like, saying, hey, by the way, don't be surprised when the police department shows up at your door because they're going to deliver you this. Even if it's all bull, I don't know.
You're just way braver than I am. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so scared of confrontation. But yeah.
He robbed you. Blatantly robbed you. And you're not going to say, excuse me, sir, that wasn't very nice.
Excuse me, sir.
Like, you could even do it that way. You could be like, hey, here's the thing. I know what you did. That was really messed up. I'm a teacher. I have a small child. Like, you could be like, and because of you, and your lack of accountability,
this is what I had to do.
This is what I have to do. So maybe in the future, think a little bit more about how your actions affect other people.
Don't be such a jerk. I could. Maybe I'll let you have my phone and let you write it for me.
Okay.
Do you want a drink? I forgot I brought you a special drink.
What is it?
It is called Fever Tree Elderflower Tonic Water.
Oh, I've had that.
It's so good. And then I also have some grapefruit jalapeno vodka.
Oh, you can have that.
Are you not drinking right now?
I'm doing 75 hard again.
Oh. You're a way better person than
I did really, really well. I completed it. I mean, if you've been listening to this stupid podcast for years, you've probably heard me talk about doing it and then not completing it or trying to make exceptions to the rules or whatever. But I actually did it all the way through. I ended on Halloween, and then I've just kind of been in a slump since. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing it again. And this time I think I want to go through all of the phases too, because after you complete 75 hard, there's phase 1, 2, and I don't know how many there are, but I think I want to do all of it.
What day are you on?
I'm on day 2.
Oh, gosh.
I just started.
Uh-huh. Are you reading? What are you reading?
I am reading a book
Other than Reddit stories.
Other than Reddit. Well, I haven't been reading very many of those. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm reading a book about equine health.
Oh.
Well, it's not really a book. It's online. But it's a...
Does that count? I thought they had to be like paper books. No?
No, it just has to be not an audiobook. Like, you have to physically read it.
So like a Kindle?
You can do Kindle. Yeah, you can do it on your... Like, read it. And I know some people read, like, from the Kindle app on their phone. That would drive me insane. But people can do that.
I can't even read on a Kindle. I don't even like that.
I have one, so I don't know. But...
Well, I've used somebody's. I don't have one either. It has to be a nonfiction too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about horses.
That's awesome. Good for you. Anything else to share?
No.
That's it? That's the end?
That's the end. I'm just working constantly. What about you? Anything else to share?
No. I feel like I'm sure I had things, but I'm not remembering right now.
Okay.
Let's do some stories and maybe I'll remember them. You're first this week.
I am?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta pull it up. Okay. First story. So we don't have a theme this time. I just picked random stories. So hopefully they're interesting. Hopefully they're good. This one seemed to kind of catch my attention. So this is from r/moral dilemmas. So are you ready to solve this one?
Ready.
Okay.
Really good moral compass.
You've got to listen to this title really carefully because it might confuse you.
Okay.
My girlfriend was cheating on her partner with me. Should I tell him?
My girlfriend
was cheating on her partner with me. Should I tell him?
Wait, I don't even understand the title yet. Because if it's my girlfriend...
She has multiple boyfriends.
Okay.
That's what happened. Note, everyone in this scenario is in their 30s.
Okay.
I've been seeing a girl for a couple of months. We've slept together a few times and things were getting serious. Yesterday, she confessed to me that she's actually been in a relationship with another man for the last 4 years and that she wanted to leave him for me. I told her to piss off because if she's cheated once, she's just as likely to cheat on me next. I don't know the man she's with, but I was able to track him down on Facebook easily enough, and now I'm wondering if I should tell him what she's doing. On the other hand, it's not really my business to interfere in their relationship. On the other hand, how many hands are there?
There's a lot.
If it were me, I'd want to know that my partner was cheating on me so I could stop wasting my time on her. I'm not looking to get revenge on her or anything. I just feel like telling her partner is the right thing to do, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm also worried about any blowback that might come my way because even if I tell him anonymously, she will know the info came from me. She knows where I live, where I work. Who knows what she might do if she gets angry enough at me. It's not unheard of for the expected cheaters to falsely claim that they were raped, for instance.
What?
Edit. Oh, first, okay. I'm not going to read the edit yet.
Okay.
So, your thoughts. What would you do?
I would tell him.
And you wouldn't be worried about her coming back and acting like a crazy psycho and trying to...
There's that worry if you just break up, period. I think if someone doesn't want to break up and you break up with them, they can easily be super angry and do something.
So you feel like that could happen? There's a way, like at this point, she's saying she wants to leave her boyfriend to be exclusively with this guy who didn't realize that she had a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. So I could see how she would still try to keep him on good terms.
No, I would say don't be with her and tell the other guy.
But I also think that that claim, too, does happen. About saying, oh, no, I didn't want to sleep with him. I was drugged. I was raped, whatever. Like, I think that that is a serious concern. And if that's a possibility, is it worth it for what? Like, he could just X these people out of his life and pretend that they never existed.
He could, but I mean, like he said, he would want to know if his girlfriend was cheating on him.
Yeah. So you think that that risk is worth it?
I do. I'm very much like contradicting myself because, like I was just saying a little bit ago, I don't like confrontation, but this would obviously be somewhat of a confrontation. And I also have known of people cheating on a boyfriend or whatever, and I always kept my mouth shut. Not always. Yeah, always kept my mouth shut.
So what's different now?
I don't know. I feel like I would want to do I feel like that's the right thing to do.
And what stopped you before?
Probably because I was friends with the person that was doing the cheating.
Oh. Yeah. See, I've seen Reddit stories on here where that has completely ended friendships too.
Because
they couldn't morally be friends with that person anymore.
Uh-huh.
But
yeah. I mean, if I knew one of my friends was being cheated on, I would for sure tell them. But in this instance, it was my friends doing the cheating.
And did you ever confront your friend and say, like, hey, maybe you should break up with that person who thinks that you're dating exclusively?
I think they thought at the time they were going to end things with that person, and they didn't.
And that makes it okay?
I was just a good listener. I wasn't.
We listen and we don't judge.
I was not judging. I mean, internally I was judging. But yeah, I was just the listener.
Okay.
What do you think?
So I actually didn't even think about this when I found this story, but now that we're talking about it, I had this experience.
You know someone that was cheating on somebody?
No, okay. So you know the Facebook groups, Are We Dating the Same Person?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So I went on a date with a guy who I had met on an online dating whatever. It was like Hinge or I don't remember what it was. We went on a date.
Tinder?
No, Tinder. Oh, Tinder is not my speed. Tinder is just, no, couldn't do it.
What's the other one?
Grindr?
Wasn't on Grindr.
Let's not go down that road tonight. Maybe another night we'll talk about that, but not tonight.
When you're not doing 75 hard, baby.
Yeah. So, went on a date with this guy. It wasn't anything special. There's no sparks. Didn't really hit it off. He was fine. He wasn't like a crazy red flag, but there just wasn't any chemistry. So I was like, maybe I'll go out with him one more time. Maybe I won't. We'll just like keep the conversation going on the phone, text message, whatever, and see where it goes. So the next day, I see somebody post on Are We Dating the Same Person? And it is a picture of this guy.
Love it.
Uh-huh. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm very familiar with this person.
I went out with him just a night ago.
Yes. So the girl who posted, she DM'd me and she just let it all out. Like she ended up venting to me for like half a day. He was in a relationship, a long-term relationship with this woman for, I want to say like 4 years.
Okay, so like their editor.
Yeah. She had 2 little kids. They were not his kids, but he had essentially like
taken
the role of the father of these 2 kids. And he ended up having to move for work, which is a couple hours away. And he decided, all right, I moved, time to get a new girlfriend. But he neglected to tell her that that was what was going on. She had no warning. They had talked about having more kids, like those 2 together. They had future plans. She had helped him move into his new place. They had plans on living together. Like, he completely led her on to immediately go on to an online. And when he did the future faking bullshit with me too, he's like, oh yeah, we could get a place together. We
Like
could
on your first date?
yeah.
Oh, that's
right. It was creepy. It was not good. But yeah, that and I didn't have any reservation telling her. I told her absolutely everything. I sent her screenshots of his profile. I sent her screenshots of our text messages.
But I think because you're not invested in either relationship with him or with her, it was probably a lot easier for you.
Right. But this guy did know, he had my phone number. He knew where I worked. He, knew he could probably figure out where I lived. Like he could have
come after me.
And I never even thought about that. Never even thought about that. And I wonder if it's a scarier thing for men because people can throw the sexual assault accusations around a little bit more, even if they're not true. And that could ruin somebody's reputation like so badly, even if it has no validity whatsoever.
Is there, I'm sure there is, I just don't know what it is. Can you get in trouble for falsifying sexual assault?
Oh, absolutely.
You can.
Yeah.
For, like filing
100%.
a fake police report.
And I'm sure it's happened.
But how hard is that to prove?
If you can get an attorney to get phone records, it's probably not very hard.
Phone records?
Yeah, if you have like text messages that like, I don't know. You know what? Now that I say that, because you could change your mind at any time.
Right.
But if you have like phone records saying like, hey, let's meet here, let's do this, that would definitely.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's such a.
I mean, it's a terrible thing, but I'm sure it happens frequently.
Of people falsifying it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. Well, anyway.
Well, wait, what happened? Wait,
okay.
Finish your story. So wait, no, with your personal story. So you told the girl all this stuff.
Yeah.
She took the information to the guy?
Yes.
Broke it off?
Yes.
Is she still off with him?
Oh, yeah. No, we still talk.
No,
so
you made a friend.
Yeah. We actually ended up talking quite a bit. We started sharing like our online, because she eventually started dating. She went online. She started sending me like, oh, I'm meeting this guy, and I think I like this guy and whatever. And we were kind of sharing.
They both bounced back fast after a 4-year relationship.
Yeah. Huh. You do what you got to do. But she found somebody better than him.
Good.
He has been posted on that site multiple times now. So he has created a reputation for himself.
It might be time to move to a different city.
Yep. Good thing he lives in a motorhome. He can just drive it right on away.
He's good quality.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the Reddit story.
Yeah, go.
So, top comment is kind of what you and I said. Simple. Ask yourself, if you were in his shoes, dating her for 4 years, and she's out there with others, would you want to know? If the answer is yes, you'd want to know yourself, then tell him. Provide the proof and call it a day. If you'd rather turn a blind eye and pretend that the relationship is perfect, then don't tell him. Only you can make that decision.
It's very wise words.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. I do understand his concern, but I think ultimately I would just send him an anonymous post or whatever and be done with it. Block her, block him. Just let it be. Let him do what he wants with that information. There are some people in the comments who pointed out that it could potentially cause her harm, like if this guy's violent.
Yeah, that is a strange thing to like. I mean, I guess it's a natural concern, but I feel like it is a strange thing to like kind of put out there first thoughts that he might have retaliation.
Yeah, but
so maybe he has a reputation. But at the same time, maybe this is what she needs to get away from him as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because she might just keep stringing him along forever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So there is an update.
Okay, go.
I told the guy he cried a lot and broke up with her. She keeps calling my work, but the receptionist just mutes her and calls and leaves her on ringing. I don't know what that means. Mutes her calls and leaves her ringing.
Like the phone ringing?
Yeah, I think that's what it was supposed to say.
Okay.
Well, it's nice of the receptionist not to be like, hey, can you get your crazy ass girlfriend to stop calling us? Yeah. I mean, she made her bed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Couple of them.
It's actually kind of surprising to me that she even told him in the first place.
I'm going to break up with my boyfriend of 4 years just so I can be with you and you only.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, that is weird.
I mean, if you really wanted to keep that, like, a potential relationship, and I know it's messed up, wouldn't you, like, break up with the 4-year guy?
And never say a
and
word?
never say a word to that person.
Yeah, unless... And because this guy's sounding like he was totally blindsided.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not like they had an open relationship and they were dating whoever they wanted.
Yeah, he said it was like 5 months and things were getting serious.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Well, she kind of blew it all over the place.
I think there's a lot of stuff blowing all over the place.
Okay, here's another one that has nothing to do with what you just read.
Okay.
This is in the Reddit Glitch in the Matrix.
Oh.
And it's titled A Parallel Life, Awoken by a Lamp.
Oh, I know this story.
Do you really?
Yeah, this one's been all over.
It's a super old, super famous one.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it anyways?
Yeah, go for it.
My last semester at a certain college, I was assaulted by a football player for walking where, maybe that's our theme, assault.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. For walking where he was trying to drive. No, he was 325 pounds. I was 120 pounds. While unconscious on the ground, I lived a different life. I met a wonderful young lady. She made my heart skip and my face red. I pursued her for months and dispatched a few jerk boyfriends before I finally won her over. After 2 years, we got married, and almost immediately she bore me a daughter. I had a great job, and my wife didn't have to work outside of the house. When my daughter was 2, she, my wife, bore me a son. My son was the joy of my life. I would walk into his room every morning before I left for work and doted on him and my daughter. One day, while sitting on the couch, I noticed that the perspective of the lamp was odd, like inverted. It was still in 3D, but just wrong. It was a square lamp base, red with gold trim on 4 legs and a white square shade. I was transfixed. I couldn't look away from it. I stayed up all night staring at it. The next morning, I didn't go to work. Something was just not right about that lamp. Can you imagine calling into work because there's something not right about a lamp? Like, what would you say to your boss?
I think they would be very concerned for my mental health. I don't.
That's a funny thing. Okay, that's like one of the things that caught me the most. I stopped eating. I left the couch only to use the bathroom. At first, soon I stopped that too, as I wasn't eating or drinking. I stared at the fucking lamp for 3 days before my wife got really worried. She had someone come and try to talk to me. By this time, my conscience was breaking up and my wife was freaking out. She took the kids to her mother's house just before I had my
I don't know, your epiphany?
Yep, that's the word.
Okay.
How to say it again?
Epiphany.
Epiphany.
Like Tiffany with the lisp.
Epiphany. The lamp was not real. The house is not real. My wife, my kids, none of that is real. The last 10 years of my life are not fucking real. The lamp started to grow wider and deeper. It was still inverted dimensions. It took up my entire perspective, and all I could see was red. I heard voices, screams, all kinds of weird noises, and I became aware of pain, a fucking shit ton of pain. The first words I said were, "I'm missing teeth." I opened my eyes. I was laying on my back on the sidewalk, surrounded by people that I didn't know. Lots were freaking out. I was completely confused. At some point, a cop scooped me up, walked me across the sidewalk, and grass and threw me face down in the back of a cop car. I was still confused. I was taken to the hospital by the cop. Seems he didn't want to wait for the ambulance to arrive, and given CT scans and shit. I went through about 3 years of horrid depression. I was grieving the loss of my wife and children and dealing with the knowledge that they had never existed. I was scared that I was going insane, and I would cry myself to sleep, hoping I would see her in my dreams. I never have, but sometimes I see my son. Usually just a glimpse out of the peripheral vision. He is perpetually 5 years old, and I can never hear what he says. So this is the first edit, which was like 24 hours after the post. It says, never thought anyone would read this. I changed a line so that it no longer seems that my 2-year-old daughter bore a child. So that's just like a typo edit. And then another edit says, I have never seen Inception or the Star Trek episode, so many have mentioned, but I will eventually. I will not do an AMA.
I wonder why.
I've had my many PMs describing similar experiences and 3 posters stating such experiences are impossible. I'd say more research needs to be done on brain functions. Pre-med students don't assume you know everything.
Why would that be impossible? I mean, that seems really... It seems very odd, but it doesn't seem impossible.
Well, do you believe in, like, glitches in the Matrix?
Yes.
First of all, do you think that's, like, a thing?
Yes.
I do, too.
Do you think that this story is true? Or do you think it was just somebody's creative writing experiment?
I think there's a lot of creative writing on Reddit. A lot.
You know that there's a lot of AI-generated stories now, too?
Yeah, my brother sends them to me.
Oh, that's really nice of him.
Yeah. Yeah. AI is bonkers. But
it's not fun when it's AI.
No. I mean that's just like a fiction story. But don't
That's like creepypasta.
Yeah,
like,
don't try to pass it off like it's real.
Yeah.
Like, say, hey, I wrote this story. Who wants to read it? Or my phone wrote the story for you.
But do you believe this one?
This one to me sounds pretty real. It's not going overly descriptive, where I feel like sometimes when they're fake, there's no way you're going to remember every single teeny little detail. And I don't know, but I feel like there's enough left out that it seems real to me.
What do you mean by that? Enough left out?
Well, like, he's not going into like, oh, we had these fantastic life together, and she would make me spaghetti every night for dinner, thinking of pasta, and like he's not going into those kinds of details.
So like that overly detailed story that typically means it's like, okay, you're lying.
Because you want me to believe it so bad, you're feeding me all these extra details. Yeah. I was kind of confused about like the whole 10-year thing. Like, where did those, like, did he actually age those 10 years, or did he go back in time?
Yeah. So did he wake up one day and 10 years of his life has passed, or did he like blink and he went back in time 10 years? Like, he stayed where he was, but 10 years passed in his mind.
Right. That was like my biggest question. Also, how old was he at 120 pounds? Because that is a little man.
I don't know. Actually, I totally forgot about that detail from the very beginning. Huh. Yeah.
And so was this whole like thing with the football player, like, did it give him a brain concussion and he
That's what I was thinking.
Dreamed all of this?
That's my theory. Because have you ever had a dream
always
that seemed so real that you like find yourself thinking about it again throughout the day, and you're like, whoa, that's so crazy, that felt so real, that's so crazy, like where it actually left an impact? Or maybe you had a dream about somebody who you haven't thought about for a long time.
I get those. That's more common for me.
The entire day thinking about this person.
I haven't thought about him for 15 years.
Yeah,
but they
like
showed up in my dream last night. Yeah.
And how those just regular dreams can stick with you for a little while, and you find yourself reliving it, rethinking, oh, I wonder what this means. I wonder why. I wonder what this person is up to now. I wonder if this person is trying to talk to me from the other side. Like where you kind of dwell on it for a while. So I feel like if your brain has the potential to do something like that, if you have a brain injury, maybe you were in like a coma and I don't know, not a coma, but maybe your brain somehow got put into like a deep sleep where it is trying to fill in the pieces that are broken, that you could have potentially imagined this entire life.
And it felt like 10 years.
Because your brain doesn't know the difference between
time,
the story that you made up, and reality. That's my theory. So,
I mean, that makes sense. It does. But I do believe he believes it.
So you think it was a legit, because we talked about like whether or not you believe in a glitch in the matrix.
I do.
And you think that's what happened here?
This one, to me, I've read another one that I feel like it's more of a glitch in the matrix. I don't know. This one with the whole, like, he woke up, his teeth were hurting, he's in pain, the cop scoops him up. That to me, and then he had the whole sexual assault, or not sexual assault, but the assault with the football player. This one, to me, could be more of a brain
damage, brain injury,
brain coping mechanism than
I hate that
glitchy.
you won't do an AMA. How old is this story, by the way?
Like 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Because I still hear it being retold on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, people are commenting, this is one of my favorite stories. Okay, so here's a comment from someone. It says, when I was younger, probably around 5 years old, I woke up from my bed and we had a long hallway to the kitchen from my bedroom. To the right, at the end of the hallway, there was the living room. I looked over at my dad, who was playing with my dog, Fred, who was a boxer, but I immediately knew he wasn't my dad. The man smiled at me and looked so similar, and then I heard my dad yelling at the TV from the basement. The Ravens game was playing. I looked back over, and the man was gone. I ran to the basement, and there was my dad. I got older, and when looking through pictures, I realized the man I saw was my grandfather, who passed away when my dad was 16. I think he was just stopping in to say hello and let me know he's here. My mom told me I was probably still sleeping, but I never had a problem with sleepwalking. It's a possibility still, but it only happened that one time and never happened again. That's more of like a paranormal rather than a glitch in the matrix, unless you can think the two are similar.
Yeah, isn't a glitch in the matrix a paranormal?
I guess.
Yeah, because it's not normal.
Yeah, it's para.
Yeah.
So you think it was a brain injury? Is that what you're going with?
I think that's what I'm going with. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are other people saying this is totally made up.
Maybe.
They're like trying to see how many times this guy's posted. I don't know. It's a good one. It's a classic for sure.
Okay, you and all deep in beta. Now I just have another Am I the Asshole story.
Okay, fun.
Okay. I'm really curious to see what your take is on this. Am I the asshole for wanting my boyfriend's kid to work or go to school? Do you want to make a quick judgment call?
I want to know how old the kid is.
Okay, we'll get there, but nothing from the beginning?
No, I need more details.
Oh, okay. My boyfriend's son is 18.
Okay.
He'll be 19 in May and graduated from high school last spring.
Okay.
He didn't get a semi-full-time job, which it bugs me that they write that because isn't that just a part-time job?
Wait, he didn't get a what?
Semi-full-time job until the middle of July. He was working very minimally at a restaurant. I didn't make a big deal about it because I figured he was going to take a break after high school. So he got the semi-full-time job. It's called a part-time job.
I'm going to start calling it that now.
Job. Oh, okay. So he ends up getting a job at a landscape company in the middle of July. Everything was going well until fall. He decided not to go to a technical school or college. Well, school isn't for everyone. The problem I have is that since the end of October, he hasn't been working hardly at all. We live in the Midwest, so there's no lawn mowing or landscaping after October. So right now, he's working even less hours at the restaurant and maybe shovels snow once every so often. And am I the asshole for wanting him to get off his butt and work?
He doesn't sound like he's going to school.
Not going to school, not working.
So he's not really contributing anything. He's living in their home. It's the boyfriend's kid?
Yes.
And she lives there?
Yes.
Is she working and contributing?
I assume so. But there's no indication that she is. I mean, it would seem that she is if she thinks that, like, okay, you need to do something with your life.
No, I mean, I'd give him a little bit of time to kind of just chill and do whatever. But no, you gotta do something. You can't just like lay around and watch TV all day. Like, get a job, go to school. If you're going to school and like you're going full time and you need to make school your job, then fine, but do it. I don't know. I worked since I was like 16, all through school and everything. So I kind of think she needs to or the boy needs to step up. What do you think?
I think that before any of that, because this is not her stepson, this is simply her boyfriend's kid, then that decision needs to fall with the boyfriend.
But they're all living together under the same house.
Under the same
Under
house?
the same part-time,
Like the Wicked Witch of the West?
semi full-time job.
But is he living there full-time or is he living there semi-full-time?
Semi-full-time.
Because if he's living there semi-full-time, he might be with the mom semi-full-time.
Well, then he can be, pay a quarter full-time of the rent.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm trying to find on here if there's additional details, because I'm sure people had similar questions to what we have. Like, what is she expecting from him? What is the reason? Like, does she want him just out of the house? Like, I feel like we do need more details.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have some sort of plan, even if it's not 100%, like have an idea of like, hey, maybe I want to do an internship over here and see where that goes. Maybe I want to work here and save up for, like
figuring out his life path.
Right. Even if it's not a permanent, this is an end all be all, this is what I want to do for a career for the rest of my life. Like have something planned out for the next few months, maybe a year.
While you're figuring it out.
While you're figuring it out.
Yeah, because most people like have career change paths. Like they think they're going to go to school for this and then they're like, oh, yeah, that's not what I want to do at all. I wanted to be a dental hygienist at one point.
Did you really?
Uh-huh.
Really?
I also thought I was going to be a psychologist when I was taking my 2 psychology classes in junior college.
And what changed on that? How come you didn't go down that route?
It's a lot of science.
Well, yeah. It's literally the science of your brain.
Yeah, it is a lot.
So it seems like within those comments, she indicated that she expected him to start paying part of the rent. But what people quickly pointed out is that it is not her house. It's the boyfriend's house. She also talks about wanting more room for her kids, which she didn't talk about earlier. So I think she deleted a lot of her comments because I'm not really seeing where she's providing this information that people are referring to, but I'll read this one that seems to have gotten quite a few upvotes. So you and your boyfriend both pay the mortgage. It's your house, right? I think that's meant with sarcasm. You either help your boyfriend pay the mortgage or give him some type of rent. Or maybe he pays the rent and you take care of the other stuff like the chores or whatever it makes equal in your relationship. Because if you do, then you're not the asshole. However, if you aren't paying rent either, it kind of does sound like you're the wicked stepmom. Personal sauce. What the hell does that mean? I guess like their own personal experience. I have had several stepmoms.
I'm learning so many new words.
Who were my biological dad's girlfriends who wanted a ring. But I have faith you're a reasonable person and that you try to help your partner financially and carry the load somehow and help pinch in for both you and the kids. If both you and the kids do all of the cleaning and the stuff around the house and he's just acting really lazy, you could always start a chore chart.
Oh, yeah, because
Like
an
they're
18-year-old is going to follow that.
And you could say that your younger kids are also beating him with all of the chores that they do. Unless the chore chart turns into none of the kids do anything. Yeah, I do. I agree. I do not think an 18/19-year-old is going to give two shits about a chore chart. Why can't I say chart? Chart.
It's a
Chore.
It's a chart. You got to clean up after that chart. That's your chore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I agree with all of that. It does seem like maybe there's some ulterior motives going on.
Yeah, she wants him out.
She wants him out. So, okay.
Okay.
We decided more information needed, but kind of seems like you're an asshole.
A little bit. All right, here's mine. This is called True Off My Chest, and the title is...
So the subreddit is True
Oh,
Off
yeah.
My Chest?
The title is My Mom is a Karen, and it's seriously painful to see. It all started with the haircut. She stated that she loved how it looked. That was years ago. Slowly over time, I began to see the similarities. There are plenty, but the latest one was she threw a tantrum at the local Walgreens because the cashier lady would not return $1 after my mom made a mistake with her money and blamed it on the cash register machine. Edit, we are not so poor that a single dollar means the difference between eating that night or starving. It's just a single fucking dollar. I told her what she did was petty and she brushed it off. She asks for my help on things, yet discards anything I have to say instantly. Absolutely loves Facebook and believes most things on the internet. She also got a tattoo as a tribute to my aunt who passed away that turned out as total garbage. She rushed to get it without...
Is that a Karen thing?
Rushing to get a tattoo?
Yeah.
Well, this part is.
Oh, okay.
She rushed to get it without any consideration or research into the artist or how she wanted the tattoo, and she got scammed. And then has the audacity to demand that the same shitty rookie tattoo woman fix the tattoo. She wants to return to the same artist to fix her tattoo, and that's not all. No. She wants it done for free. It's not the artist's fault my mom chose to rush for such a seemingly important tribute because she wanted it now. I used to think my mom was competent and smart human, but it turns out she's just like the rest of my family. A bunch of idiots writhing in the mud and scum of their own shitty life choices. I'm used to people around me saying I'm smart and knowledgeable, but in reality, I'm just a normal average person, and the people here are just morons. That's genuinely how I feel. I'm not trying to make myself seem superior. I objectively know I'm not. I gotta get out of this hellhole as fast as I humanly can, but job opportunities where I live are just too scarce. It's not that I'm not trying hard enough. I'm college educated and have my degree. It's that employers demand too much experience. It's like you have to be almost retired to be able to get hired. I'm so fucking tired of depending on her for almost everything. I want to rip myself away from her and this good-for-nothing family. P.S. Thank you to everyone who commented and supported. It really helps to know I'm not alone. Okay, tell me where that took you.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that was a roller coaster because I was agreeing with OP, like, oh, yeah, your mom kind of sounds like a Karen, but like...
It started out funny, like with the haircut, and then it was $1.
But we all have people in our family who have weird quirks that are sometimes embarrassing or annoying or whatever. It doesn't sound like it's too crazy over the top. I'm curious about the tattoo thing. Like, what was the mistake? Because pretty much every tattoo artist I've gone to has told me they always say like, oh, okay, you know, if you need any touch-ups, if something
Come
doesn't
on back
look
and I'll
right,
do it.
come
Mhm.
back and I'll fix it. Like, that seems fairly standard. And if the tattoo artist did maybe make a mistake, or maybe it looks a little off, it doesn't quite look the way she wanted it, most of them will fix it.
Well, and if you get a bad tattoo, which I had one, and you really hate it so much, you go and get it fixed. Like, you don't, I mean, if you want to go to the same artist, then yeah, they can correct it. But I got mine full on covered up. You got one lasered off. I feel like you can get a bad tattoo from even a really good artist if you're not clear with your instructions or your approval or whatever.
Yeah. I just don't think the Karen things are really that bad. Like, yeah, maybe you argued about $1, but like that's one instance. And if that's the best example that you can give, like maybe she was just having a shitty day. Like, I don't know. But then the way OP goes down this, like,
Moron.
woe is me. I'm so great. The whole world is against me.
I'm surrounded by morons and I need to get out of this.
Then fucking leave.
Yeah. Well, and then the whole comment of, she says something like,
Oh, I can't get a job. Well, obviously you're not that smart then. Because if you can't find a decent job, then you need to move and find someone or somewhere where you can.
But
like that's, or go get a different degree, go to a technical school,
or go get some experience, go volunteer or intern. But she says, I'm so fucking tired of depending on her for almost everything. I want to rip myself away from her and this good for nothing family.
Then do it.
But I'm depending on her? Do you live with her? Does she pay for everything?
Sounds like a terrible person.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. That's kind of how I thought too.
Here's an idea. Move someplace that offers the job that you want. Join the military. Join a commune.
Join a cult.
Join a cult. Same thing, right? There's so many options, like to just be a woe is me. I can't do anything. It's everyone else's fault. And I'm so much smarter than all of them. Like, clearly you're not.
Obviously. She doesn't capitalize her I's a lot of the time either, and that really bothered me. Where do you think this person lives?
I'm thinking probably California.
Oh, you thought?
Yeah.
I was thinking Florida. Just because she's talking about like all the old retired people, and that's the only way you can get a job is if you're old and retired.
No, I'm sure. Those are the only people who have jobs out there. I'm sure. What do some of the comments say?
So this one says, do I find them entitled? Absolutely. But old folks aren't collectively dumb by any measure. It just so happened that we exploded in technological advancements within their lifetime, at a point where they couldn't quite adapt or fully grasp said advances.
What the fuck is going on?
Given virtually none of it existed just years prior. We'll be in the same boat as our parents in a matter of decades, probably less. Try to be tolerant and understanding if at all possible. This person's just saying like...
What was that?
Well, they were talking about like how the mom is just on Facebook and asks for help and stuff all the time.
So what?
Well, they're saying be nice to the old people.
Yeah. It's not like she's on the Facebook neighborhood groups like trying to get the person down the street arrested because they didn't take their trash out at the right time.
Yeah, they're actually responding to this. I had to have many conversations with my mom about Facebook. The older generation tend to believe things they read, and it's difficult to convince them of the exaggerations and lies posted online. I think I finally convinced her to doubt everything on social media, but we will see. So that they were just referring to that kind of comment.
Okay.
This one, it says, I have seen interesting psychological theories about Karens and entitled boomers in general and why they act like this. Something about how they were brought up. Basically, their position in society as a consumer or customer is very important to their self-worth. Specifically, how that puts them above the retail worker, tattoo artist, etc. It makes them feel good to assert themselves over these people. Now, I don't think it's always wrong to seek a refund, partial or whole, after you get a shitty service, like a bad tattoo. but you should go about it in a respectful way if the service worker is honestly trying to help you.
I really think if those are the best examples that I could come up with better examples for my mom.
Do it. Ready, go.
I could.
I think everyone has
their moments.
Their Karen moments. Some more than others. The ones that she gave aren't that big of a deal. Would I argue over with a retail lady over $1? No, I wouldn't. Would I go back and ask to get a shitty tattoo fixed? Probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would I get the Karen haircut? Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like OP. I'm sorry. I think OP needs to start taking some personal accountability and stop looking to be a victim.
Yeah, and mooching off of her mom, who she's not talking very nicely about.
No, mom could kick her ass out.
Okay, remember how we talked about like ending on something kind of fun?
Sure.
So this is a Reddit I found that I thought was a good one. And you have to answer it first. Okay. It is just under the subreddit Ask Reddit. It says, if the person you hate the most were to experience one slight inconvenience every day for the rest of their lives, what would you choose it to be?
Oh, wow.
Isn't this fun?
Oh my gosh, there's so many that came.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, see, I couldn't even think of any really good ones.
Oh, I can think of so many.
Okay.
Like your sock constantly sliding
down
the heel of your shoe.
That's really funny because the first one I was thinking of was sock related, but it was you could never find two matching socks.
Oh, see, I don't even care about finding matching socks for the most part. I'm like, whatever. They're close enough. Having an itch on your back that you can never reach.
Oh, that's terrible.
Hitting every single red light everywhere you go.
Yeah, that would suck.
Oh gosh, for me, it would be always having mayonnaise on your sandwich.
Ew.
That would be an inconvenience. Yeah, I would not be happy.
I would just never eat sandwiches anymore.
I think having itchy balls constantly stuck to your thigh.
How do you even know about itchy balls? Itchy labias?
Yeah. Like, I can imagine. I don't feel like I have to have them to know.
How annoying that would be.
Yeah. What's yours?
My personal one?
Like, what? Or are you talking about what minor inconvenience would drive you insane?
Me. Insane. It would have to be something like a constant drippy nose that like never goes away.
Oh, I feel like I had that today.
Well, that's probably why I thought of it, because my nose has been dripping, and it's been one day, and it's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you always have like an eye booger, like something like a physical thing that people are like staring at but trying not to stare at, but you know they're staring at it.
Or what if you just have chronic gas?
Oh, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
It's
you
just
always
like
have like one thing stuck in your tooth that you could never get out. Oh, that would be super annoying. I always have like a piece of like chicken stuck in my tooth.
Ew.
And I have to floss it out.
Gross.
Here's a couple. Reaction time of their electronic devices, like laptop, smartphone, is always 5 seconds to 5 minutes late, depending on how stressed they are. The more stress, the slower. But I feel like, because I grew up in the time of dial-up.
Oh, no, that would drive me insane.
So
the
slowness of it.
If I'm like trying to pay a bill or something and I'm like, oh, go through, or complete a payment. I don't know. And it's taking me 5 minutes. That would drive me insane.
See, I just get really stressed out, like when I'm waiting in a queue for like concert tickets or something. And that like 5-10 seconds, that stresses me out. This one says, the moment they get in bed, they need water and don't remember if they locked the door.
Oh, or every time you get in bed, you have to pee.
Yep, that's the next one. They felt intense empathy for other persons anytime they tried to do something that was unfair. That's just a human.
Oh, that reminds me of, okay, back in the early podcast days, back when like the only podcast that really existed was like Serial, and then like a bunch of NPR stuff.
Yeah.
I remember, and I think it was like a podcast made by NPR. There was like just these stories about people that just had weird lives in some way.
Like they would write in and tell their story?
No, like the person would be interviewed and they would go through this in-depth interview of like, this is what it's like to live my life.
There's a TikTok I follow that's kind of like that, but it's all homeless people.
Oh, I think I've seen that too. But this particular one, like, okay, have you heard about like a narcissist is somebody who has no empathy and they don't have the ability to kind of feel for anybody else?
Okay.
Have you heard that?
Sure, yeah.
So this is the opposite of that.
They overfeel.
Where this person has uncontrollable empathy to the point where it's a physical response. So if
to anyone or just people they care about?
No, just people around them in their vicinity.
Oh.
Like, or on TV.
Oh.
Yeah. So if,
that's terrible.
I've got to find this. Honestly, it was like probably over 10 years ago that I listened to this podcast and I still think about it every once in a while. So if they saw somebody, trying to get a can off of a high shelf at the grocery store and it slips and hits them in the head, they feel that pain. Isn't that insane?
Yeah. That's actually really terrible.
Yeah. And it's like a genetic disorder.
Because you're never really living your life. You're always living someone else's life.
Yeah, because can you ever really trust your emotion? I bet somebody like that would be extremely
susceptible,
easily manipulated. Yeah. And it's like not even their fault.
And can you fix it?
I don't remember. I don't remember that much about the podcast. But yeah, that's kind of what they were describing. Is like,
oh yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, that's more than a minor inconvenience.
No, that's mean. That's like, yeah. But this is funny. How about saved passwords on all devices are always incorrect?
Oh, I feel like that's already my life. And then you go to change it and it says you can't use a password that you've already used.
Right. Oh, hey, look, that one sock just isn't right in their shoe. That's what you said. Your earbuds feel like they're always ripping off your ears. Wet socks. Getting their sleeve caught in the handle whenever they pass a door. Ew. Every time they wipe, it still smears.
Oh, it's just endless.
Yeah, there was some funny. I don't want to end on that one. Hang on, let me find one more.
Oh, every time you get excited about a TV series, you somehow come across a spoiler.
Oh, or they just never finish it. Like it ends on a season and you don't know what happens. I've had that. Your phone's always at 10%.
That's also already my life.
Every time they finally think they've gotten rid of the hiccups, they hiccup one more time.
Ugh.
So that's kind of funny. Okay. But that's my last one for today. Huh.
Okay.
Ashes, do you want to have anything to say?
Did you hear her a second ago?
There's going to be a lot of her moaning in the background of this one. And Cole drinking water.
Well, now he's slapping his tail on everything.
Hi. Are you moaning?
Boy.
Want to give it kisses? Oh. No? Okay. Do we want to pick
Now
it?
she's talking. See, she was just... Yeah. As soon as you put the attention on her, she gets shy. But she can be a very talkative girl.
Shy kisses.
Oh, really?
Whatever. That's very nice. Yeah. And then what happened? Really? Tell me some more.
She says you guys are all assholes. That's the verdict.
Am I? No, she's the biggest asshole.
Oh, no, she's not.
All right, do we want to pick a theme for next time?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. I picked it last time. You pick.
Let's do high school or junior high stories. Like things that happened in junior high or high school.
Oh, God. Trauma years. Okay.
Right? Sound like a plan?
Sure.
All right. Until next time, don't forget to be a fountain.
Not a drain.
Bye.